And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first here, there's a winter weather advisory out here for the eastern Beaufort Sea coast and the western Arctic coast here for tonight for blowing snow. Visibility's down to a quarter mile or down to a half mile or less in those areas due to blowing snow and winds gusting to 30 to 50 miles per hour. Satellite imagery here showing a pretty good, pretty tight low pressure area tracking northwestward here over the eastern Gulf of Alaska, bringing winds of anywhere from 30, or actually gale force winds, gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour, mostly offshore here. And then the front there bringing rain and clouds into the southern southeast coast with some breaks shifting northward there, north of Sitka, on up toward Elfin Cove. Areas of clouds here along the Arctic coast, a weakening frontal boundary right through here. Areas of clouds down to Kodiak Island and snow showers for the Aleutians on up into the Pribilof Islands. And then the skies clear out north here about St. Matthew Island up into the Bering Strait. And on the chart for tonight, low pressure here over the Panhandle keeps it cloudy and occasionally wet, or mostly wet for that area, especially over the central and southern areas. Another trough keeps the scattered rain and snow shower conditions going from the North Gulf Coast, Prince William Sound, southern Kenai Peninsula, into Fognak Island, Kamishak Bay, another system here just south of Kodiak Island will begin to spread some more rain northward there. Otherwise, dry conditions over the interior here. Winds will diminish first later tonight over the eastern Beaufort Sea coast, and then by at least early tomorrow morning for the western Arctic coast with areas of blowing snow continuing there, without much additional accumulation expected. And low pressure here over the eastern Aleutians. Cold air continues to come southward there on the north and back side of that. So mostly snow showers, Adak and Atka into the eastern Aleutians and of course the Pribilofs, with temperatures continuing to fall toward the lower 20s. Clear skies, lighter winds up to the north. And for tomorrow, this front shifts up, a wet day, a wet day for Kodiak Island up into southern Cook Inlet. And moisture chances right along the North Gulf Coast here. And it looks like more rain and gusty winds coming into the southern southeast coast. Dry here over the interior with fairly light winds and areas of sunshine all the way up to the Arctic coast. Probably staying mostly cloudy up there though. And a weak trough here bringing snow showers to the eastern Aleutians, western Alaska Peninsula. Right on up toward the Pribilof Islands, really starting to scatter out and those winds significantly diminishing here as this cold high pressure area ridges down into the area ahead of this next system here that's mostly sliding off to the east, the cold air up over the Bering Sea, keeping that moisture mostly to the south, but close enough to the Aleutians for rain and snow, gusty northeast winds right into the eastern Aleutians, and still looking at a chance of snow showers for the Pribilof Islands all the way out to Shimei and Attu. Northern Bering Sea stays pretty nice, mostly clear with light winds. Band of snow here over the western interior with this weak trough, and mostly clear and dry, or at least partially clear and dry in the central interior. Still a risk of some flurry conditions and clouds there from the eastern Alaska Range, Nabesna, Northway Tok, possibly all the way up to Eagle, but amounts negligible. And another trough still in a wet weather pattern for the southeast coast there. And then for the day on Saturday, yet another trough swings into the Panhandle and the North Gulf Coast here, keeping it cloudy and unsettled across the entire area there. Rain a little bit heavier here as that moisture links up with this front just south of Kodiak Island there with fog, low clouds, IFR conditions expected, and areas of snow here over the western interior, areas of sunshine in the central and northern interior areas, and scattered snow showers again here in the cold air covering the southern Bering, or all of the Bering Sea, with the snow shower activity more down toward the Aleutians and in toward Bristol Bay. And for the lows tonight, mid-teens there for the Pribilof Islands. Otherwise, much milder here down toward the Aleutians. And generally 0 to 10 over the interior here, below zero. Quite a ways below zero for St. Lawrence Island there. St. Michael -3, and 10 to 20 below for the Seward Peninsula. 15 to 25 below for the north slope to the Arctic coast. And 20s to lower 30s, south central Alaska. And in the 30s for the Panhandle. Highs for tomorrow in the 40s for the southeast coast. Mid-30s here for the Copper River Basin. Otherwise, looking at highs tomorrow in the lower 40s for the Sitna Valley all the way down to Kodiak. and up into the lower to mid 30s here in the central and eastern Tanana Valley areas. Much colder back out toward the west, staying below zero for St. Lawrence Island, western Seward Peninsula, as well as the north slope in the Arctic coast, and 30s for the Aleutians, followed by lows here, upper 20s, lower 30s for the Aleutian chain, and Yukon Kuskokwim Delta down to 0 to 5 below, 10 to 15 below Seward Peninsula, St. Lawrence Island, on up to the Arctic coast, anywhere from 5 to 15 for the eastern and central interior, and 15 to 25 south central Alaska, and in the 30s for the Panhandle. They'll be followed by highs in the 40s for the southeast coast, and upper 30s here to lower 40s south central Alaska, Kodiak area, and colder in the interior, but not too bad actually, upper 20s to lower 30s, and rising above zero for the north slope in the Arctic coast, and right around 0 to 5 above here for the western, or the Seward Peninsula to St. Lawrence Island, looking for a high of 20 there for St. Paul.